David, you have some personal experience with this.
Yes, it was many years ago, but I was kidnapped by the Taliban while reporting in Afghanistan, held for 7 months, and then an Afghan journalist who was kidnapped with me helped me escape. And I'm proud to say I also serve on the board of the Foley Foundation, and it's amazing what families have achieved in terms of being so much more organized, in terms of pushing the government to bring Americans home. And I just want to salute. I'm so happy Brittany Griner's home, and Sherelle, an amazing job her family did. The grace and patience that the Whelan family is showing, that David Whelan just showed in that interview, is tremendous. If you look at his Twitter feed, there are all these people kind of trolling him. Aren't you furious at the Biden administration? And he refuses to be partisan. He urges people to write letters to his brother, and he simply calls for, like all U.S. officials, Republican and Democrat, to bring his brother home.
Amazing grace, indeed. There was another part of that interview with him that I want to play for you. Take a listen.
I'm starting to feel as if Paul is part of an experiment that has been going on in the U.S. government. When Paul was arrested, there was not really any way for the U.S. government to handle a wrongful detainee. They knew how to handle hostages, but you had to be essentially the hostage of a terrorist organization. When you're a hostage of a nation state, you're a wrongful detainee, and there aren't tools to help you.
Help us understand that.
So there's been this massive shift in the last 5 or 6 years where in the past, the majority of Americans were kidnapped by terrorist organizations like me. Now, the majority of Americans are kidnapped by authoritarian regimes. It's as you said, 65. There's sort of 5 countries that are the worst offenders: Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and Venezuela. And it is a brand new thing. And what we need here, there's been all this back and forth. Should we not, swap prisoners? Canada last year announced a 58-nation initiative, which is designed to punish and shame governments that engage in, and there's a term for it now, state hostage taking. And there needs to be, punishing economic sanctions. I know those don't always work. Diplomatic exclusion, anything we can think of to create a deterrent that countries aren't going to behave this way. Some people are like, oh, there's going to be, states are going to do this. I disagree. When ISIS kidnapped Jim Foley and murdered him, that we didn't just shrug our shoulders and say that's going to happen. So we have to punish Russia in the long term for behaving this way. Same thing with Venezuela. Iran is the worst. There's at least 3 American citizens being held in Iran right now.
What do you think that you sitting at the intersection of having this personal experience, but also being a journalist, what do you see about this story that others are missing?
There are longer detentions. It's not that Paul Whelan is going to be executed tomorrow by Russia. It's that the average length that people are being held now is now 4 years. And the hardest thing, and again, I'm biased personally, is that kidnapping is such a cruel and cowardly crime, and it's hardest for the family. As a captive, Brittany Griner, she didn't know how long it was going to be, but again, she didn't think she was going to be executed. But it's so much harder for the families because there's this fake sense that, oh, if we can just get enough press coverage, if we can get a meeting with President Biden, we can save the life of our loved one.
Well